Palworld fever has officially taken over the internet this week, so we're going to have a listen along to the game's soundtrack. Check out some of the music, see if it lives up to the hype. I'm going to tell you what I think, and you're going to tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's check it out. It's very orchestral. Big key change. It's beautiful. So there's so many colours in that already. There's these tremolo strings. Tremolo is a technique on violin or cello where you run the bow quickly across the strings to create this sort of shimmery effect. And the woodwinds are popping off already. Ba ba ba, ba ba ba. We hear that on the flute. So it's really, really orchestral and it feels like a really wide range of colours. The bell, the dong that comes in every few bars. There it goes. Brass! So we're getting into this anthemic feel at this point, eh? Brass always gives the feelings of like stirring, rousing anthems. So just to tick off all the orchestral colours we've had so far, we started with shimmery strings and a bell tolling. Then we had our woodwind sounds, and then we're adding brass. So we're creating some really interesting textures and layers already. And it makes me feel heroic. It makes me feel quite sentimental. It's quite sort of washy and mushy, for lack of a more technical term. It sounds quite filmic as well. It could be like a Love Actually film theme or something like that. Hear these sort of war drums with the brass. Bop, bop. It's quite military. Key change. Feels like it's building up. You can hear the repeated rhythmic motif. Bop, 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 bop. Oh! With the drum machine? It's so unexpected! Why does it slap this hard? Oh! It's going in so many different places in 2 minutes of the song so far. It's really just like run the gamut. We're back into military march. Ba 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 on the snare. Back into halftime with the drum machine. Beautiful. What a great wee theme. That was a wild ride from top to bottom. And a nice warm chord with the third at the top. Da, which gives it a steady on. Which gives it a really major feel. Da, feels really warm and complete and wholesome at the end. Just before we start, I want to make a note of the really cool things that the first track did, which was incorporating really sweeping, warm, traditional orchestral sounds with this drum machine. With this sort of trap drum beat. Matt, you know me, you know I like incorporating modernity and antiquity, and this is such a cool way to do it. And I can already hear that this next track is doing that with the boo. You hear it starts with a wee sub drop, and then the drum machine comes in. Listen. Yeah. Pizzicato strings with the drum machine. So those blick, 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 those sounds you hear is a technique on the violin called pizzicato, which is where they pluck the strings with their fingers instead of using the bow. And it always creates this feeling of suspense and sort of cheekiness and sort of like you're sneaking around and waiting for something to happen. It's got this big build-up sense. It's using a texture we call polyphony. Polyphony or polyphonic music is where there's lots of lines that weave in and out of each other. So our brain isn't quite sure what's the melody and what's the backup and what's happening. So it has a slightly chaotic feel to it, but I quite like it, especially when it's mixed in with electronic sounds being mixed with live orchestral sounds like that. It's cool. Hear how there's so much going on, you're not quite sure what to make of it. Nice, I like that track. So we have our first acoustic guitar sound of the soundtrack so far. You can always hear acoustic guitar because it's such a noisy instrument. You can hear the sound of the pick, the plectrum on the strings. Oh yeah! 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're in 7/8. Our first irregular time signature of the soundtrack. If you know me, you know I love irregular time signatures. There is an uneven amount of beats in the bar, so it feels like you're always sort of jumping or missing a step. And so this bit, instead of going da 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 with 8, ba 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is what our brain expects to hear. It's a more recognizable pattern. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So it has this slightly more unexpected and jilted feeling about it. Cool. It's a scramble sort of feeling. How do you tap your foot to this? How do you dance to this? Not like me. Five, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, what a great wee track. Ba-da-ba. Really strong finish. Alright, we've got one next called Engraved in Myth. I've heard this is a fan favourite. Yes, the choir. Okay, there's so much to unpack here. The electric guitar, first of all, is really cool, gives it a nice, like, rocky, hardcore feel. But the choir, man! This makes it feel like Jewel of the Fate from Star Wars, or like some of the Khazad-dûm themes from Lord of the Rings. It's this epic, like, Mozart Requiem kind of choir. Oh, what am I doing with my life? And it gives it this really epic sounding feel, like it's a really important battle between gods or something. And we mix it with acoustic, orchestral sounds. Here we go. We're also in 6/8 for the first time. And into 4/4. This is really cool. So we're swapping between different feels and different type signatures. We're back into a rock 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into tonic major. It's the opening theme. It's the opening theme. It's the song from the start. Da, ba, ba. But they've mixed it into this epic, like, Jewel of the Fates-esque Star Wars thing. That's so cool. Okay, so breaking that moment down, we go from a minor key to a major key. So we're always going to feel a little bit uplifted, a little bit like the sun's come out on a cloudy day. To mix in the very victorious, very happy feeling opening theme called The Beginning with this gritty battle theme that we've got here. It's so cool. Here, have a listen. So emotive. And then the choir comes back. Back into 6/8 into 2 and 1 into 2 and back into 4/4. We've got a 16th note feel on the drums now. Round the fourths. Round the circle. I'm actually in love with that theme so much. Oh, Pikachu. Didn't expect to see you here. How are you feeling about all of this? Oh yeah. Well, I'm proud of you, Pikachu, and that's a very good message to impart to our viewers. Alright, we've got a track just labelled Bosses. We're in 3. So many fun time signatures so far in this OST. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Got open hi-hat. So it's got this really like punk rock feel to it. I love this. Strings taking the lead there. Jesus. So it's complex at this point. There's some like really challenging tutti lines. Tutti meaning everyone, which means the whole ensemble plays them together. So instead of all playing their own parts, they come together and play that bit together. That was dope. Let's have another listen. God, I don't envy whoever had to read that in the studio. So we've got some 8-bit sounds in there. Hear that bit crushed keyboard? Sounds a little bit like Pokemon there, eh? Sticking to 3/4. Drums going nuts. That was really cool. I really dug that. Big finish. Oh. So we finish on Hemiola, which is real dope. Hemiola is a technique where we do 2/3. So the beat goes 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and... But over the top of that, we go ba, 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 ba. So you get this sort of feeling. We're finishing with the theme of Palworld, which I maybe should have started with, but... Piano. Sounds like oboe or choron glade taking the lead up there. It's a really sweet sound. French horn coming in there. So it's really chromatic, kind of jazzy sounding chords. Pentatonic stuff happening on the piano. Pentatonic is a 5-note scale that it was traditionally used a lot in Eastern music. And so it gives it that slightly anime Pokemon-y feeling. Bum, 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 bum. You only use those 5 notes and it has a really distinctive sound. Oh yeah! Secondary dominance, baby. I'm obsessed. Cheers! Cheers! Halftime again. There's that theme. Da, 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 na, na. It just does so many things in each track. Halftime, we're in Trap World, drum machines popping off, but the theme's still going there. Back on the oboe. And we're into 3/4 into a thrash metal world. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yet another world that we find ourselves in. And then back to Majestic, why not? It's big. Drums going absolutely nuts, hitting the whole kit. I love it. I love it. Absolutely would return. It's really filmic. It doesn't feel like your usual kind of ambient video game, drones, dark noises. It feels really cinematic, like it's trying to tell a really strong story with what the music's doing, and it's also just utterly chaotic. We're jumping between styles so quickly, jumping between entire worlds where you're in this really pentatonic, beautiful piano-driven world, and then you drop straight into thrash metal, and then you're back into orchestral with the brass and the woodwind and the strings all whirling. It's really, really cool. I love it. Absolutely would revisit again. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, if you did like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of the things. It really, really helps me out. And hey, remember, I love you. See you next time.